a 2-year review of the ARB bullbar bumper. If you're new to our channel, my wife and I have been traveling in this truck for the last 6 months, and we're driving all around the country visiting our friends and family. We also have our black Labrador that's on board with us, and we've just had a lot of fun. We have a rooftop tent and we've been camping in different places, and we don't really know what's next, and so part of our channel is just having you come along for the ride. Push that subscribe button all the way in if you haven't done so yet. Click the thumb war button down below to help us win the thumb war. Hey, welcome back to another Axe Family video. I hope you're doing well. I mounted this ARB bullbar bumper on my 2006 Toyota Tacoma 2 years ago, and I want to give you some of the pros and cons, 3 pros and 3 cons that I've taken away from having this. The first pro is that the bumper is solid. All the welds are done really well, and it's just one big solid piece of metal, and it's bolted directly to the frame of the truck. And so once it's fully mounted, it definitely feels like it's part of the truck. Number 2 is that it looks awesome. I've had a lot of people comment about it when they see the truck. A lot of people said, man, that's really cool. I think it draws a lot of attention, and it just kind of makes the truck look like an off-road rig. And so if that's something you're looking for, then this bumper is definitely gonna do that. We lived out in the country when I installed this bumper. There's a lot of deer, there's a lot of elk, a lot of other people that lived out there had hit those animals. That was one of the main reasons why I bought this. I have no worry if we were to hit an animal, it's not going to damage the truck at all. The third positive feature about the bullbar bumper is its usability. I was able to install this bumper on my truck by myself, and I actually have 2 full videos. I have one video of how to take off your original bumper off of a Tacoma. If you look right down inside here, just give it a little wiggle. And then I have a full video in detail of how to install a bullbar bumper. Okay, we gotta take off this to go in here, as well as from the tensioning bracket, and get the other side. And I will link those videos in the description below. But it was super easy to install. I was able to do it by myself. I was able to mount this light bar right here, which made it really easy. There were already bolt holes on the top here, 2 bolt holes. There's a spot here for a winch if that's something that you want to add on. You do have the option of having these accessory lights. You have to cut, there's 4 little tabs, and then your white wire here right in, just like that, on the front. And so you can either have it, you know, flush without the lights, or have the light inserts. One downside is you do have to buy the lights from ARB as well, and they're around $60 for the light kit. This light over here did burn out pretty quickly, and it's still out right now. Looking back, I probably would not have gone with the extra lighting, and I just would have gotten the flush bumper, but this is what I have right now. There are also 2 mounting spots up here on the top where you could either have lights mounted above or hanging below. It also comes with the skid plate down below here, and I just think that looks really good, and it helps when we are driving through brush and in places where there's rocks and stuff, just to protect. Side of our friend's house. Now for the 3 cons, number 1 is it is going to add a good amount of weight to the front of your vehicle. And so for our truck, it actually brought the front down a little bit, which I ended up doing a 2-inch leveling kit just to bring the front back up. The second thing with that weight is that it's going to bring your fuel miles per gallon. It's going to bring it down, hauling more weight around. That's one of the reasons why I didn't add the winch on the front, because that would have been even more weight. In my experience of what we're doing, we're not going to use the winch that often, and if we do get stuck, we have recovery. Second downside is that I did have a bit of rattling after I initially installed the bumper. Where the bumper bolts to the frame and everything, there wasn't any rattling there, but it was right here in between this fender and where the bumper sits. And when you install the bumper, you can adjust how high it sits, and you have to drill a hole. And basically once you drill that hole, that's where it's going to be. And so there was this rattling, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from, and I finally figured out it was between the fender and here. So I put this rubber strip under here, and that took the rattling away, which solved the problem. But at first it was pretty frustrating having just put the bumper on, and then there was rattling anytime we went over a bump. So I would say if you are going to install this bumper yourself, make sure you give enough room right here so that there isn't contact when you go over bumps and you don't get that rattling noise. The third downside would be the cost. You're looking at more than $1,000 US to buy one of these, and so that's a big chunk of money. And if you are not going to be using it, like we were in the country and there is likely that we were going to hit animals, we've driven through off-road situations, like we've hit a couple rocks on the front, or like driving through brush and stuff like that. I've even like pushed open or closed the gate with the front of the truck and not had to worry about scratches or anything like that. So if you're going to be in situations where you're going to be using the bumper, I would say go ahead and go for it. But if you're just going to put this on your truck for good looks and drive around the city, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth the $1,000. But if you have that money to spend and that's something that you really want, then definitely go for it. But I'm going to put that as a con instead of a pro. So after 2 years, those are my pros and cons. I really enjoyed having this bumper on our truck. I think it was a great purchase. I think ARB makes a really quality product, and I also think it looks really good when I see other bumpers on the road. I really enjoy seeing the ARBs out there, and that's just kind of the style that I like. There's a bunch of different other styles out there, and initially I reviewed a bunch of different bumpers, and for the price and for the quality, ARB was the option that I went with. So down in the description down below, if you want to check out this bumper on Amazon, there's an affiliate link down there. Also, if you're planning on buying this bumper and you want a tutorial of how to take your your first bumper off and install this one, I have 2 different videos, and they're linked in the description down below. They'll give you all the details of how to install this. Push that subscribe button all the way in if you haven't done so yet. Click the thumb war button down below to help us win the thumb war, and we'll see you in the next video. Hats off to you.